Hello folks, it's Pastor Center, your blue collar preacher. Just enjoying our new porch we put on the little house. That's a different video, a different time. This one's more about the 12 valves and their issues with the oil leaking. My 1995 Mule R12 valve with the P pump and the NV45 5-speed transmission in it. It leaves its mark. It marks its territory wherever it goes, and we got to put an end to that. Hopefully this will solve the problem. I bought a kit from Cummins. I'll show you in a minute, but it's a sleeve you put on to put because it's got a horrible groove in it now. After I've taken it apart, you'll be seeing that in this video. But the biggest reason why you have oil leaks is this right here. This is we used to call them a harmonic balancer back in my day of mechanicking. People call them dampeners, dampers, whatever you want to call it. It's the issue. This is what's causing your oil leak 99.9% of the time, I'm sure. They get old and wore out. The rubber that they put inside here starts getting oil on it, and it swells and just deteriorates, and the things start to wobble, and that causes issues not with just your oil seals but main bearings and everything else. So you want to address this issue as soon as possible. Now my first gen, the Black Sheep, it's a lot smaller in diameter. It's about 8 inches in diameter, but it's about 1.5 inches thick. This one's off the second gen 12 valve with the NV45 transmission. Keep that in mind. It's 9 inches, about 9 inches I think in diameter, and about 7/8 in thickness here. But my wife's second gen with the automatic transmission, the RH47, it's a 95 as well, has an 8-inch. Hers is smaller in diameter, same thickness. So if you're going to do a transmission swap, you might want to change this with your transmission. You might be throwing some things off. The automatic has the torque converter with a thinner, it's not really a flywheel, we call them a flex plate, starter ring. They're thin, tinny metal, to where the manual transmissions have a thick, huge flywheel. They got to have their proper weights in order for them to work right. But anyways, I'm sure that's what's causing my oil leak, so I'm upgrading to a fluid damper made by Fluid Damper. It's made in USA. Cost over $500, but this is hopefully going to fix my oil leak issue. And these things are made for, this one is made for the 89 all the way up to the 98 12 valves. I've heard they even work on the 98 24 valves from my research. But we got Bulgarian here bugging me. Anyways, they work with your manual transmission, your automatic transmission, because they self-balance out to the proper weight. So we're going to install this with a sleeve I got from Cummins. So I got a frog, it's not the Corona. Anyways, we've had fires, bad wildfires in Wyoming and Colorado. So we got smoke all the time. But anyways, we're going to install this. I'm going to do the killer dowel pin at the same time and change out the seals. We're putting in a sleeve on the seal, so stay tuned. I'm just trying to give you a lesson on your balancers, folks. They're not all equal. If you're going to do a transmission swap, make sure you put the right balancer, or you better just go ahead and splurge and spend the $500 and get one of these. So stay tuned.
Okay, here it is wobbling really bad. You can see that thing moving around, bouncing around all over the place. Here it is underneath. Looks like it's almost ready to knock into the timing cover. That's how bad it's wobbling. I'm sure that's the cause of the oil leak.
Here's that seal. It says save the label, but anyways, this is a kit made by Cummins that has all the goodies in it. I'll open that up and show it to you.
Here's the parts that come in your seal repair kit. You get your seal, your sleeve to put it on the crankshaft, your dust seal that goes on before the dampener or damper, and your depth gauge so you can put your seal in at the proper depth. Be sure to use all 4 bolts and tighten in a crisscross pattern to evenly force the sleeve onto the crankshaft. Voila, now we have a freshly new place for the new seal to ride. That sleeve fixes the grooves in the crankshaft. Now here's my homemade killer dowel pin kit. I just went and got a bolt that's about 5/16 longer than the one that was in the truck, and I just made this out of a piece of steel, drilled a hole, took a
cut it out with a grinder and just cleaned it up with the grinder. And I just made the hole pretty tight. It's 5/16 hole. Okay, there's that coated dowel pin prevention device. I had to stack 3 lock washers behind that thing, and I put Loctite on it as well. So that thing's in there and it ain't going nowheres, and I'm not gonna have to worry about that thing destroying my motor. Now I use Valve Pro gaskets. This is the timing cover gasket number right there for you. If you ever want to do it, it's for the 12 valve. I don't know if it's the same as the 24 valve or not, but Valve Pro, it's made in America. I've already took out some of it here, but they actually give you new seals with it, but this is for the stock without the sleeve on it. We got the Cummins one with the sleeve. This is their dust cover. I kind of likes it better than the Cummins one, but this one's made for the size we need, so we got to go with it. They give you the back gaskets and the front gaskets. I'm just going to use the front one here and glue it on with some like 3M weather strip adhesive. Backside. Old seal. Upside down. Solid. Well, the weather's turned crappy on us, so we had to move inside the barn again. Got crap all over the place, but there's some 3M yellow super weather strip gasket and gasket adhesive. That's what we're using. Now, I just like to spray the rag with this stuff and wipe it off when I gotta glue this on. Just before I put it on to make sure there's no grease whatsoever on this thing, or oils or anything. And I just take this, go around the corner, go around each hole, black gasket stuff. Around each hole. I'll go clean the motor part. I actually like to kind of rub it in a little. Make sure it's seated in all the way around. Go to the engine and do the same thing. You always want to make sure it's sticking to your gasket and sticking to your motor, your engine, your wherever you're putting your silicone. You want to make sure it's sticking to both pieces. Whatever you're trying to seal, or whatever you're putting on. In this case, the timing cover. So I want to make sure that silicone is sticking good to the timing cover. And I want to make sure it's sticking good to the timing component area. You can see I coated that all the way around with the silicone as well. Okay, here's the location of those studs. Kind of got too much light. Trying to block it. One down there by the oil pan in the bottom part of the timing cover, and then one just right above it in the timing cover plate, and then the timing I don't know, the aluminum one right above the oil pan, and then the one just straight above it for the bracket. Well, there's what I use for a feeler gauge, folks. Just an old credit card of some kind, and I'll just tighten them all up and mount the wire so they're solid and call it good.
Well, it runs a lot smoother, so I hope this fixes the oil leak. Look how even that thing is spinning around in that engine now. It's not bouncing all over the place. We'll monitor this and make sure the oil leak is stopped.